probably one of the greatest real estate hacks I have ever learned. Is going to sound super boring, but it is literally the reason why real estate makes people wealthy. And it all starts with something called a cost segregation study. And basically what this does is it takes just one building and turns it into multiple tax assets. But then there's this other piece that is like way more powerful called bonus depreciation. And I'll talk about that in just a second, but that is really like how you get your max deductions out of a property. But the reason I'm even talking about any of this is because I was hanging out with my buddy Justin, and we were talking about, like, there's a couple others, but he just asked, like, what do you think you are top 1% in the world? We all kind of sat and thought about it. And I was like, well, like, I didn't think it was sales or entrepreneurship or, real estate investing. But my answer was entrepreneurship, real estate, and our tax structure, like tax, like codes and things like that, to understand how to best leverage those three things to benefit me as an individual. And I also love teaching others how to do the same thing because it is awesome. And the reason that it is awesome is because once you understand those pieces, whatever bucket you are in, you can use these things like cost seg, bonus depreciation to benefit you in the best way possible. And so if I go back to the cost segregation piece, normally when you are buying a property and then you get, your tax deductions on it, they do it over 27 and a half years is how they depreciate the property. But what a cost seg does is it goes, hold on, wait a second. There's more to this than just a building. There's the land, there's appliances, it's the finishes on the inside. And so it takes all of that into consideration. And then that way you can use it to accelerate the depreciation that I'll get into here, right? So the bonus depreciation is, instead of it, why am I losing my train of thought? Instead of it spanning over the 27 and a half years, you can push it up and you can accelerate, and your CPA can help you figure out what number to use, but like the 12 years upfront on that. And so that way you can get the max depreciation up front. You're still making the income on at the end of it, and you'll be cash flowing the whole entire time. And then as you keep going, you can get more leverage because you can buy more properties because you paid less taxes that you're putting towards down payment on properties. So it's just this cycle that if you understand how it works, gross. If you understand how that works, then that's really where you build generational wealth. And so it's not just asking like, how much money did I make on this asset, or how much, cash flow am I getting? It's also how much money is it saving me by having this as a liability